Hey everybody, welcome back to D3D Actual Play with Miri!
Yay!
Yay!
My response every time.
Yay!
Yep, that's me.
When we last left our heroes off, these heroes right here specifically, say hello to your heroes.
Hello, heroes. Really? Little Renford.
Hello, Redford!
He's adorable.
Yeah, get him, buddy!
Yeah, Renford.
They made it to this little Zwerfneblin,
What's the name of it?
outpost of Snarfblat.
Snarfblat.
The outpost. And it's a quaint
On
little
our way
place.
to Radagast.
On our way, no, that's a character from Lord of the Rings.
Oh, you're right. On our way to, well, maybe he's there.
Rajasthan? I really need to watch our other videos. I need to figure out what the name of that city is before you guys get there. How about that?
The one that you invented.
The one that I invented.
So, we have traveled here. We have reached the outpost that is not actually a village. Renford is proud of himself.
There's little Zwerfneblins around talking. It's a collection of huts. It looks like the huts are made out of what they had available. So it's a lot of hide. It's a lot of bone. A little bit of wood. Stone foundations.
Probably like woody plants, maybe like woody fungus or mushrooms.
Yeah, it's stuff like that, but like it's clearly either hard to work with or not the right type because very little of the structures are made with that kind of woody material.
They have no stability, or
Yeah. So it probably.
Well, I mean, if they have bones and stuff, that's basically wood.
Yeah, it's
stability.
most of the buildings are made out of the majority is made out of hide and bone.
Okay.
And they're just a quaint little village. A couple guys near here at the front. These two fellows right here kind of turn over, and they all just kind of look at, hey, it's Renford. Hi, Ren. It's me, Steve, the narrator. Redford kind of gestures out, and he's like, "It ain't much, but it's a Snarfblat, the outpost."
Miri actually looks quite impressed. She has never been in the Underfen before, so it's all pretty cool to her. So she's just looking around at the way everything is built and all, just the environment, and she's like, "Wow, this is really so different. It's so alien compared to what I'm used to. It's pretty cool."
Yeah.
I like it. I think this is great. I like what you guys did here. You said this is an outpost?
Yeah, it's an outpost. Our main village is way further on. We have outposts all along the way, along trade routes and everything like that.
Right.
We won't go as far as my village because that's way too far. There's another cave to the that way. He kind of points. He kind of just does this little number and points down further away. It's kind of that way. I'm not sure what direction that is, given the fact that we're underground and whatnot.
No, that's fine. That's great. I'm glad to see this. This is pretty neat.
Yeah.
So what's this outpost for?
Trade, because we would go ahead and we'd come out of that cave, the one that collapsed. Oh, by the way, hey everybody, listen up. That cave, the southern cave, I think it's the southern cave, it might be the northern cave. Either way, the cave that's back that way, whole thing caved in. I'm gonna need a team of 6 of the strongest fellows with shovels, pickaxes, all that good stuff, and we're gonna need to start digging that out pronto.
We killed the bear, so you don't have to worry about that.
A couple people are like, oh, we got rid of the bear! Yeah!
Yeah, and remember, it has a big old sack of bear meat.
I do have a big old sack of bear meat. It's right here. Jiggle.
It's
A little bit of blood drips from the bottom of the sack.
It's wrapped in bear skin too, so.
And they just got a couple of the Zwerfneblin, kind of come over and they're like, oh hell yeah, yeah, we'll volunteer to clean out the cave. We'll volunteer. Oh yeah, I'm strong.
They're all like what, 3 feet tall?
Yeah, they're pretty little.
It's gonna take them forever. Geez, just looks at Garfield. Do you think we should help?
He shakes his head. No, he kind of gestures at them and he says, "This is their land. This is their people. This is their problem.
Well,
If they were not prepared for something like this, they should not live in this place."
I mean, I guess that's true. I just want to be nice, good to people.
And he reaches out and puts his hand on Miri's shoulder and says, "We were nice to people. We did do something for them. This meat will feed them for
It is a lot
at
of meat.
least a fortnight, if not longer."
Yeah, and there's a lot more meat. She kind of says it loudly. There's a lot more meat back up at the entrance of the cave.
Oh shit! That's awesome.
Yeah, and bear fat is really good for
No!
yeah, and also breaking down into what, like, I don't know, lamp oil maybe.
Oh, I don't know, all kinds of stuff. I'm sure curing. It would be good for curing leather. I think. Is
Well,
it fat used to cure leather?
Brains.
Oh,
Yeah, I use brains. Brains are the best.
okay.
You mash it up and
And smear it on there like a bagel.
you spread it on, let it dry, and then scrape it.
Huh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Okay, pretty face. I grew up in the wild.
You sound like a fucking wild woman. I grew up in the wilds of Tanzania.
Okay, I grew up in the woods of Alaska, so I've seen stuff like this in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're gonna wander off to do that, and Miri looks at Ranford and she says, so, why don't we just rest here for the evening, and then, if you'd be so kind, maybe you could help guide us back, I don't know, some way out of here to get back on track to Radagast or whatever, wherever we're going.
That place.
To that one place.
He says, there's, he says it's probably, I mean, sleeping on the road is probably more comfortable than some places that you're used to, it's not very comfortable, but you're welcome to stay here. I'm sure we could set you up some stuff. I'm sure that, and a bunch of the Svirfneblin are kind of gathering up this bear meat, and what they're doing is they have like these, they look like just big metal skewers, and that's in fact what they are. They're basically taking up the flanks, and they're like folding it, and then like just putting it on the
Like giant shish kebabs?
Yeah, like big old giant shish kebabs. They're taking these. It looks like chunks of mushroom, but it's like one little piece of this mushroom is like the size of a whole ass, like regular mushroom, and they just kind of put that on there with some other vegetables.
It's a kebab.
And they literally just make these kebabs and start putting it on
Fire.
on this fire. And once the smell of the meat comes, starts wafting through the village, a bunch of the others for Svirfneblin start coming over, and they're like, "Oh, what's that smell? Somebody got the bear! Somebody got the bear! Jimmy! What? That lady, the one with the big sword, she got the bear! Oh, she got the bear!" And word spreads very fast in this village of like 13 people.
Well, Mary's like, well, okay, to be fair, it wasn't just me, it was me and Garfield.
Garfield nonsense.
He's very strapping.
Wow, an Ifrit! Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for getting rid of the bear.
of course, guys. If you don't mind, we're gonna camp here for the evening, and then our friend here, Renford, is gonna lead us out, hopefully.
They're like, yeah, please stay for dinner at least, and they just, they start making their little shish kebabs, and they're gnome sized, okay, so Miri could probably eat like 17 of them. But yeah, they're normal sized little shish kebabs, and there's not even a dent made in the meat. Once everybody at the village just like had their fill,
Yeah.
and they're full. Like there's stupid amounts of this meat.
Well, I
left.
mean, how big are dire bears? Aren't they pretty huge?
I don't have the exact measurements in front of me right now, and I am afraid of.
Even a regular bear would
Yeah.
feed a family for a while.
Right.
So,
And now imagine if that entire family had a third of the appetite.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she's happy with that. She'll sit with them and hang out, and she's gonna ask them about stories about the underfen, and maybe show them show her some of their cultural things, and she's very interested.
Yeah, a couple of them take a moment to dig a hole, and they start packing the meat into it,
Right.
and start like layering over stuff to basically keep it. And they basically explain that in the Underfen, you fight for your life every day. It is you. There's not a day that goes by where you're not somehow in danger of something, and something's not gonna eat you or kill you or something like that. You have to be ready in the Underfen to fight, and if you don't fight, then
Well, that's you guys are small, but you're very feisty and tough. And little Renford there, he had some pretty. Oops, excuse me. I'm trying to go sit down by the fire. He had some pretty awesome skills that I got to see. I was really impressed by that. So I'm sure if he's a good representation of your people, then
they're so
You guys are
big
good
next
to
to these little dudes.
I'm sure you guys are doing well for yourselves.
We do pretty well, and
Yeah.
we keep to ourselves. There when the Dwegar come by, we sometimes trade, but we know that you keep your distance, we'll keep ours. The Drow have not quite learned the meaning of social distancing, if you will.
Yeah.
But there is a couple here and there that we try to remain respectful relations with, but they still have the idea that the Spur of Neblin are small little guys, and you know what small little guys are good for?
Getting through small spaces.
Slavery.
Yeah. I don't like that kind of stuff. So.
Well, good. You can stick around.
No, I think. I mean, you're a people. You deserve your own freedom and autonomy.
And that's kind of how the night goes. It's a nice little peaceful evening. Also, I just have to say, if you are at my angle, with like looking from Renford's perspective, the light is reflecting in a very, very cool manner off of Miri's sword.
I was actually looking at, because I have my settings a little different than you, and I was actually looking at the way our characters were reflecting on the tent back there behind him.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Neato. What does it look like if you check the setting? Whoa!
Yeah, that's how I have it.
Whoa!
Yeah, it's cool, right?
All right. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out our different social medias. Check out our other stuff. Join our Discord. It's a good place to hang out and chill and get all the cool updates. It is our primary source of sharing cool stuff with the community.
We also have a new system that we're implementing that we just put out there for people who are testing, where you can actually upload and use your own custom models.
Yep.
So if you make a bunch of your own stuff, you can upload it into your game and use it, which is going to be great once we get our Steam Workshop up and going.
Yes. There
Everybody
will
can
be
trade.
workshop support for the Steam page.
Yep, full support.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
On D3D.
What?